Hey everybody, hope you're doing great today. This is Paul from This Way to the Aquarium. So in today's video I want to talk about a recent fish swap I went to, put on by our local aquarium society. So they do it once a year. They invite a bunch of local fish keepers, fish businesses, who then just set up tables in a local community center over here. And they're selling fish, they're selling equipment, they're selling things like driftwood, plants, shrimp, snails, you name it, anything related to the aquarium hobby, you can go over there and get. I've been to the one last year, saw some of the fish that I was interested in, but wasn't quite ready yet in terms of my other tanks. So I do have particular fish in mind for the 75-gallon tank over here. I did see them last year, was hoping to find them this year, unfortunately wasn't able to find them. But as you'll see shortly in my 10-gallon small tank over here, that currently doesn't have anything other than plants in it. I did end up getting some shrimp over there, and then I also got some live plants that I've been looking to get. So it was a pretty big event, pretty packed. Ran for about 3 hours. I did not get there right at the open. I got there after about 30 minutes. Still was plenty packed, still plenty of fish to look at, buy if you wanted to, plenty of items. So it's not like I had to be there at the opening in order to get the best of stuff. It's possible that the fish I wanted might have been there and I just happened to miss it. But that's okay. I do have other sources for getting those fish. So once this tank is finally ready to go, then I'll look at buying those fish either online or from some of the local fish stores around here. So I did get some cherry red shrimp and some hornwort plants. Came at very good price compared to what you buy online. The great thing about the shrimp is I'm buying from a local breeder over here, and chances are they're using the local water, which makes it easier to transition these shrimp into my tanks over here versus buying online, which there are many great sources. But the issues you might run into is depending on how their shrimp are kept, if they're using RO water or they're using distilled water and then adding back minerals in, or they're using their local tap water, which is probably going to be different than my local tap water. It can change things. It can make it a little more risky for those shrimp. Shrimp especially a little more sensitive compared to your fish. As you'll see, I had to drip acclimate them for at least an hour just so that they temperature match, water condition match, and so far they've been doing great. So let's take a look at what I got. Got some hornwort. Red neocaridina. Going in their own tank over here. Already got an existing blue neocaridina tank here. The other pipe I had did not work for this. I think the tank is a little too low. So I just jury-rigged another airline, cut it short, run a couple of binder clips there just to slow the water flow down. Otherwise it was coming pretty fast. So I'm going to try acclimating them for about an hour. Basically just drip acclimating them before I put them into their tank over here. So for this bunch of hornwort I just got from the swap, I'm going to just drop it in the tank over here. It's one of the advantages of buying locally. Like in this case I bought from a local fish swap. The people who sell these shrimp are local, not too far from where I live. So the water quality, water condition is going to be pretty similar to what I have. I'm assuming they're not using RO water and treating the water. It should be pretty much the same. And that's one thing I did neglect to ask them. I should have asked them what kind of water do they use for their shrimp. Is it just tap water? Like in my existing neocaridina blue shrimp tank here, it's just tap water, conditioned tap water. 30 minutes later, water level's gone up. Shrimp are doing okay. The acclimation, though, the shrimp could do fine with everything, but then suddenly die off because there's issues with them molting. Because when they get stressed out for the moving, they molt, got issues with molting. They can't fully molt. It will kill them. So once we transfer them into the tank over here, then we'll also be observing on a daily basis just to make sure that they're okay. I do usually add calcium to my shrimp tank. Like this one here, I do add calcium to it on a periodic basis just to supplement them. As part of their molting process, they need enough calcium. I do have some food that is kind of like a calcium supplement that they munch on and eat, get some extra calcium, as well as as it decays, if it's not fully eaten, calcium gets kept in the tank, recycled in the tank basically. About an hour later, time to take them out and put them in directly into the tank. So I won't be pouring any of the water from this bucket into the tank. Just taking the shrimp out and then moving them directly back into the tank. Don't need to introduce any additional contamination. I've got the shrimp transferred in. Two of the shrimp look pretty rough. I'm not sure it's something that just in the transport they were alive, but look a little rough for wear. So we'll see how they do. There's one hiding under the leaf there. There's the second one too. Kind of looked a bit rough shape. So this tank has been up and running for, I'd say, a couple months now. There's some algae growing there, something for them to eat. I did add a little bit of calcium just to give them a little boost, and we'll see how they do over the next couple days, next couple weeks, next couple months. Hopefully they survive and thrive, which, judging by my blue neocaridina shrimp, I think I did lose a few out of the initial batch that I got, but they come back pretty strong once they settle in. Here we are about 5 hours later after putting in the shrimp. They seem to be pretty active right now. And I did do a water test, check for any ammonia, as well as nitrates, not seeing anything of notice. Since this is a new tank, new lease in terms of living creatures in the tank, I'm going to check it on a regular basis. Although I've been running the filter, I've been adding bacteria as well. Basically a bacteria starter for this tank. So this is after about 2 days, less than 48 hours total. But the shrimp look like they've settled in fine. I did add a little piece of food over here. This is one of those calcium supplements. So I've seen them munching on it occasionally. These plants are pretty new to this tank. They were in a grow out setup. So they will take a while to fill in. So I do supplement my shrimp tanks with calcium for the shrimp, and then I also add a little bit of plant fertilizer. So there's been some algae there, as you can see. Some existing algae has been growing there. And then I also dropped in a leaf over there that they can munch on as well too. The leaves do pretty well. In my other shrimp tank over here above there, I dropped in a leaf and the shrimp love that. They devour it. So they have that, and then there's also algae growing in and on the plants, and these rocks are relatively new, just put in the water, so there's not really much algae growing on there, but there's plenty on the substrate over there, and then some of the plants have some algae on them too. So all in all, they have plenty of food to eat. They'll scavenge around. And then this I might have to take out because I put it in a couple days ago, and not being a huge colony, they haven't really finished it up. They're munching on it, so I don't want to leave it in there too long and let it go bad. But as long as it looks decent, I'll leave it in here for another day or so. The one thing I do like about these neocaridina shrimp and shrimp tanks in general is they're pretty low maintenance. So usually you could leave them for a little longer without putting any food in there. They are happy to munch on the bacteria, the algae, any like something like that over there, a dead leaf. It'll keep them going for a while. I do add food, especially because it's nice to see them congregate all at one location. So this being a new tank, it's going to take a little while for them to settle in. But my other shrimp tank up there with the blue dream shrimp, as soon as I drop in a morsel or two of food, you'll see the shrimp swarm to it, which is fun to watch. So with this, as they settle into the tank, get comfortable, start producing little shrimplets, then it will be nice to see that expanded activity, and especially as these plants fill in, grow in, give them more to kind of move around, hang around on. I'm kicking around the idea of converting this tank over here into a shrimp tank. Currently it's a breeding tank for Julitochromis. You can see one swimming across there. There's a couple of fry in there, and the two parents are in there, but they've stopped breeding for whatever reason. So I'm thinking of converting this to a shrimp tank too. So right now I have the two shrimp tanks. I've got this 40-gallon breeder here. The blue dream shrimp. And then now this one here. It's a 10-gallon with the cherry shrimp. So fun tanks to have, fun shrimp to have. You can go with smaller tanks too. You don't necessarily need a 40-gallon, 10-gallon. I've seen people go with smaller ones as well too. Obviously, if you had fish, then you need to consider the size of the tank, the size of the fish. Small fish who aren't going to eat your shrimp. They can go well, but even with shrimplets too, a lot of fish, if it can fit in their mouth, they will try and eat it. So as you can see, all in all, it was a great event. Definitely plan on going to them in the future. In our area, we only have them once a year, but we do have twice a year where they have fish auctions put on by the local aquarium society. A little different than the swap in that you're bidding on the items, so you have to wait till it comes up for auction, as I showed in another video. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever been to a local fish swap? Do you have a local aquarium society, first of all, close to your area? And have you ever been to any of their fish swaps? What sorts of treasures have you picked up at a fish swap? Drop those comments down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.